Hey guys, that was like a real excited hey, sorry. This is an exciting topic. Okay. We wanted to talk to you about our supplements, our lifelong vitality. And I know this is not the first time you've heard about them. My shaker bottle's down here. But we want to take a second as we're talking about nutrition and wellness and everything, because this is such a huge part of our nutrition. We talked about that in our previous video, that our nutrition is not just made up about the food we eat, but also then with our water and our supplements. And experts just, in today's world, they all agree that we need extra supplementation in our diet, regardless of how healthy we're trying to eat or how, making sure that every vegetable is organic or whatever it is. We need more than what we can get in our food. And so we love our lifelong vitality. You guys will remember that it's made up of our Microplex VMZ, which is our food nutrient complex. These are tongue twisters. Our Z Omega, and this has our essential oils built right into it. This has our fatty acids and all of that good things. And then we have our Alpha CRS, which is our cellular vitality complex. So this is what's going to help increase energy, which is awesome. The main 5 things that we hear from customers and that we've experienced ourselves while taking lifelong vitality: you have increased energy, which is awesome. You have better mood support. It kind of boosts your mood. And it also helps stabilize. So whether, everyone has highs and lows in life, but when you have really high highs and really low lows, you kind of feel like you're turning into a crazy person. And so when we talk about improved mood or mood stabilization help, we're kind of talking about helping decrease the distance between the highs and the lows, if that makes sense. Okay.
I'm just going to throw in a quick thing here, especially for women, as our hormones fluctuate, that makes a huge difference in our moods, right? And I've known many customers now that have shared back with us that once they started taking lifelong vitality, they felt that shifting in their mood kind of mediate out, like Holly's saying. And it's sometimes we think, how can lifelong vitality, like one supplement, do all of these things that we talk about? It's, but the reality is that it's nutrition, and nutrition is the foundation of everything. And nutrition will do thousands of different good things in our bodies. And so when you hear all the different stories, just understand why that is, right? Nutrition is the foundation. And when you nourish at the cellular level, your body is built of cells. And that's where it's coming from. So we talked about improved energy, mood stability.
Yep. Oh, I thought you were going to go on with the list. Okay.
The next one that I've really noticed is immune support. So as we take, again, good nutrition, right, and we strengthen our body's defenses, then we are more able to fight off bacteria and viruses and things that we come in contact with. So I've noticed for sure when I'm consistent taking lifelong vitality, it is super rare for me to get sick. And of course, I love to use the On Guard as well and those other products. But again, nutrition, when you are consistent with that, your body is strong, your defenses are strong, and you are able to withstand the things you come in contact with. I just want to point a quick thing on energy that she mentioned. That was one of the huge things I first noticed. When I first started doTERRA, I was into the oils, and I really wasn't looking for nutrition support. I was 26 at the time. I was like, I'm young, I'm healthy, things are good, I don't need this. And I've shifted my thinking now in a huge way, because I believe there's no time too young to start good nutrition, because I've learned so much more about the importance of that. But at the time I was interested in the oils, finally decided to try the lifelong vitality only because it came in the kit that I purchased. So it was sitting there on my shelf. Finally decided to give it a try, and I took it for 30 days and I'm like, well, I feel fine, but I don't really feel any different. Until about 4 days later, I realized I am dragging. I'm so tired. I'm feeling sluggish and like, what is going on? And then it finally clicked. I've been off my LLV for 4 or 5 days now, and it's catching up to me that I'm not nourishing my body. So that energy piece, sometimes we have to take it away to realize we just get used to feeling. Once you start feeling good, you don't have anything to complain about. And so you're just feeling good and you almost don't realize it. But you take that away and you realize what it really was doing for you.
Certainly. So I had a really different experience than Jen when we started taking the lifelong vitality. And I was, young when we got into doTERRA, but had a lot of health issues and concerns. And I won't share the whole story just for sake of for the video. But one of the big ones that I noticed a difference with lifelong vitality was a reduced pain. It reduced my pain. And so this is a really awesome one. Lifelong vitality has so many things built into it that helps reduce inflammation in the body. And we know that inflammation causes pain. And so if we can reduce that inflammation, again, at that cellular level that Jen was talking about, then we really notice an overall difference about how we feel. And again, we keep talking about when you feel good, you do good. And so having that daily pain reduced so much with such a natural good thing was awesome, compared to having to take over-the-counter medication or pain pills or all of these other things, I was able to do something with such a positive impact for my body without the negative side effects. And I really loved that. And then that, for me, it kind of went hand in hand. Our fifth one that we hear a lot from customers was an improved sleep quality. And for me, my sleep issues came more from being in pain so much that I had really poor sleep. For others, sleep issues come from different roots, right? But lifelong vitality, for a lot of different, whatever the root can be, we've had so many customers time and time again talked about they fall asleep quicker, they stay asleep easier, they're more rested when they wake up, all of those things, which also is then going to help improve your energy, right? So so many of these go hand in hand, and it really is truly amazing. So Jen, let's talk about for a second, how can we be consistent with taking the vitamins, right? Like you guys have heard us say, the oils don't work if you don't take the lids off. The vitamins don't work if you don't put them in your body. And we've talked about in our previous video about how consistency makes such a difference with our nutrition. And so how can we be consistent so that we get these amazing results and the amazing benefits of our lifelong vitality? Tell me some life hacks.
Well, I have to set myself up for success with systems, right? The things that make it easy, because the reality is I'm just not going to open my cupboard and open 8 different bottles of supplements 3 or 4 times a day. The preferred way to take the LLV, you're going to take 2 from each bottle. So 4 from each bottle. So I like to break it up throughout the day so that I'm giving my body a little boost of nutrition all day long. Some people like to take 2 in the morning out of each bottle and 2 at night. I like to break it out into 4 different times throughout the day, which sounds crazy, but here's why and how I do it. I use one of these old person pill sorters.
Jenna's a 75-year-old at heart.
I love it. Once I started doing this, I got so consistent with my nutrition because I just sit down on, usually it's a Sunday afternoon, we get home from church, kids get busy playing a game, and I sit down and I do my meal planning and I get my supplements ready for the week. And so I can just map out morning, noon, dinner, and then bedtime. And we'll talk more about the supplements we like to take at bedtime later on in camp. But this has made it so wonderful. When I go to travel, I just throw this in my suitcase. I'm not taking 18 bottles with me. And starting out, start with the Terrazyme and the Lifelong Vitality. But as you learn more, you might choose to take additional supplements. That's why I have so many, right? Because I'm doing more to support my body than I did in the beginning. But a pill sorter like that will just make your life so much easier. The other thing that I love, people often ask, like, well, what do you do when you go out to lunch? I'm good when I'm at home, but when I travel or I forget when I'm out for the day. So I have a second sort of pill sorter, which is there's 7 of them, so you can have a whole week if you want, but I just take the 3, or if I'm just out for lunch, I'll just take 1 and throw it in my bag. And then I always have this really small, convenient way that can just go in my purse versus carrying this around with me. I'm not taking this out to lunch with me, right? So 2 different modalities that really help me stay on track.
Now, for me, I'm actually the opposite. Well, I've tried a lot of different ways to be consistent, and I found what's working for me lately is I actually do like opening each bottle, but that's just, it fits me. So in the morning, I have them in my bathroom, and then I also have a set in my kitchen for my evening routine because I tend to take them at dinner. I like to get up and get at least 16 to 32 ounces of water in kind of like before my day even gets going, because hydration is so important. And if I'm like opening each bottle and taking 2 pills, it's really easy for me to get 16 ounces in without even thinking about it. Like within the first 10 minutes of getting ready, I'm in the bathroom brushing teeth, kids start coming in, helping them get ready for school, right? And like you spend a good amount of time in the bathroom, it becomes your living room first thing in the morning. and so I just like have them out on my counter, and I just open them. And then it also helps me with my hydration intake. So, and then in the evening, I'm getting ready, as I'm cooking dinner, I just, get another 16 to 24 ounces in and like take my vitamins again right then. So, just different life things, like you just find what works for you. It might seem silly to have 2 sets of vitamins, like usually you have 1, but I've just found for me, by the time it's bedtime, like, I don't know, I'm just in and out as quick as I can so I can get to bed. So I just like having them at dinner time and in my kitchen. So,
well, it makes sense. You're setting systems in your home that set you up for success, so that when you are thinking, when you have the trigger that makes you think about it, your vitamins are right there and you can act on it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something really cool, which is a life hack in all sort of areas of your life. When you're wanting to create consistency or form a new habit, you need a trigger that makes you think to do something else. And for you, the trigger of the vitamins and then also the water, you're combining 2 important habits in one, and the one's allowing you to fulfill the other. So I think that's fantastic. Let's talk about kids for a minute, because nutrition is obviously just as important for our kids, if not more. These are the early formative years for them, and especially things like the vitamin D and the calcium. We only get a limited number of years that we can stockpile that in our bones, right? At a certain age, that starts to reverse and we begin to lose that. those stores. And so we want to make sure our kids are getting good nutrition. How do you do it? I'm going to show you this silly little thing we do. I hate having water cups all over the place. So I have one of these on our kitchen table. The kids each have a water bottle. And then we put in here just these cheesy giveaway cups we got at the school event. And I put in there PB Assist, which is the probiotic. And actually, I usually have a pair of scissors stuck in here because these have a tear slip, but they're not super easy for me to tear. So we just keep a pair of scissors right in there. So everything we need is right there to do our vitamins. Then I have the Children's A to Z, which is all of the food, nutrient, and vitamin minerals. Same type of idea as the LLV, but great for children and or those who really struggle to swallow pills. Even I've had people give these to their pets when their pets are struggling with maybe an arthritis type pain. They want to give some extra nutrients and anti-inflammatory type nutrition elements. They give those to their animals as well. So you can use this whether you're a child or not. It's a fantastic tool. So we keep these two things on our kitchen table all the time. And it just reminds us, because they're right there, we think to take them. Before I did this, we were so hit and miss with our kids' nutrition. It was just, we had our food, but in terms of supplementation, it was like, oh yeah, if we remember, great. But now we're super consistent. The other thing I'll tell you is I have a child who really hates chewing these big tablets. It just takes him forever because they're not huge, but it's a tablet and it's hard, crunchy. It's not a soft gummy. So what we finally realized was that if we just got a little pill splitter from the pharmacy section, we could cut his vitamin in half or in quarters, and now he takes it like a champ, right? So just simple little things. But if your kid has a struggle with it, what can you do to adapt and to make it easier to do? Now, did you want to comment?
No, I was just going to say, let's make sure we talk about IQ Mega though, because it's such a good one for kids. This is their Z Omega one in child's form, or adult. I mean, adults can use this too. I add it to smoothies all the time, even for myself. But it's such an easy one for kids to incorporate into their regular life.
Yeah, and when you think omegas, think brain health. That's really what you're nourishing is your brain. So with this, obviously this one goes in the fridge because it is a fish oil. It's been deodorized so it doesn't smell or taste like fish oil. Then it's flavored with wild orange. So the kids actually love it. Yeah. You can, if you've got a picky kid, you can get creative. You can put it in oatmeal, you can put it in a smoothie, you can put it in yogurt or applesauce. It's actually really yummy to use as a topping, almost like syrup on a French toast or a pancake. So maybe we'll throw a recipe in the comments for you about that. But this one needs to go in the fridge because it's a fish oil. So for me, again, we talked about triggers and cues, right? These are sitting out on my table. I see them and it reminds me while we're eating to go grab this out of the fridge and give it to our kids. I probably was about to hit you, so sorry. The other thing I'll tell you though is this tastes so good. Seriously, with my kids, we don't get creative. I do this and I say, open your mouth, and I just give them a little blip. I don't even measure. There is a measurement on here, but it's just like a little blip is close enough. And it's just little birdies, right? And they all just swallow it right down and like it. So you can have confidence trying the children's vitamins. Same thing with the PB Assist. It's a watermelon strawberry flavor, and we love these. My kids seriously call them pixie sticks. Mommy, can I have a pixie stick? Yes, you may. So those are our little just consistency life hack tips. Any closing thoughts you want to add?
No, I just want to reiterate our 5 big points that we talked about. The children's vitamins, you're going to have those same benefits for your kids. So they're going to have the immune support, the better, energy. Not like they need that really, let's be honest. But the mood support and the reduced pain and the sleep quality and stuff. Our kids are getting those same benefits. So
yeah, nutrition is the foundation, and you'll see the influence, just like ripple effects in the pond. You like how I did.
I loved that. Okay. So use your workbook, and I want you to write down there an idea or two of where you think you might be able to have a consistent life hack of what would be your trigger to make taking lifelong vitality a consistent part of your day.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you back.